You were born from an egg the color of weaponized Easter, tucked precariously in a nest of razor-sharp pine needles balanced on a windblown cliff that looks like a storm god's personal spite project. Your first act in this world is not so much a hatchling as a violent detonation. Shell shards flying, tail spikes flailing, eyes wide open in full panic mode. Welcome. You're alive, confused, and already slightly dangerous. The first thing you see is your mom flying away. Not dramatically, more like panicked abandonment because someone shouted, "Night Fury!" and she yeeted herself off the cliff before checking if you were breathing. You're still dripping with yolk and betrayal. In your early days, you're a pine cone with legs. Everything is huge. Everything has teeth. You try flapping your wings and somersault directly into a rock. You chirp for help and accidentally torch a bush with your magnesium sneeze. Trees catch fire, squirrels evacuate. You're a flammable disaster wrapped in glitter. You learn fast that being cute won't save you. You sparkle like an unholy gemstone, yet have the physical coordination of a slippery potato. Your spikes rattle when you're scared, and your only defense mechanism is looking too fabulous to eat. Predators don't care. They try anyway. Toddlerhood is where things get really weird. Your spikes start falling off, no warning. One moment, you're preening. The next moment, a tail spike plunks directly into your soup. It's normal, the elders say, part of growth. It feels more like spontaneous combustion by body part. You're basically a Pez dispenser with weaponized glitter. Your first attempts at flying are equal parts inspiring, equal parts humiliating. You leap off boulders with full confidence, flapping like your life depends on it, because it does. But mostly, you just spin out midair and land beak first in moss. Your firepower, while promising, looks less battlefield terror and more Lady Gaga concert gone wrong. You burn things in style. You're a disco inferno with talons. Puberty? Oh, you weren't ready. No one ever is. Your tail triples in size overnight. Your scales go full rainbow rave when you're stressed. You develop a screech that shatters glass, confidence, and social relationships. Other dragons avoid you like you're contagious. You're not stealthy, though you wish you were. You're not subtle, though you try to be. You're a shrieking, iridescent chaos cannon, and everyone starts pretending you're not invited to things. You try blending in, you really do. But blending in was never an option when evolution handed you sparkle missiles and magnesium breath. You begin to accept it. You're not a stealth bomber. You're a glitter nuke. Might as well own it and shine bright like the deadly diamond you are. And then one day, they show up, the humans. More specifically, a Viking teen with a tuna-scented glove and the self-preservation instincts of a potato. He approaches you with a fish and a dream. You consider vaporizing him on the spot, but you're lonely, and that fish smells really good. So you let him touch you. Now you have a rider. They slap a saddle on your back like you're a bone-spiked, razor-feathered spine in some kind of equestrian fantasy. They name you something like Blister, or Snarkleton, or Lady Glitterburn. You become a team. You fly patrols. You attend awkward teen dances as transportation, which is basically a dragon chaperone. You get brushed by someone who uses shampoo that smells like wet apples and Nordic trauma. Before long, your life stops being yours. You're now the emotional support dragon. Your rider has a bad day? You're there. They need to prove they're brave? You're the test dummy. They're in love? You're the third wheel with wings. You went from apex predator to airborne therapy animal in under a month. And just when you start to adjust, enter Toothless. Toothless is the myth, the legend, the chosen one of dragonkind. He's sleek, shadowy, emotionally complex, has a tragic limp. Oh, and he glows in the dark. He's got a whole franchise. You have tail spikes that jam when it rains and a screech that sends birds into seizures. You try not to take it personally, but when the humans fawn over him like he invented air and barely remember you can light a tree on fire at 50 feet, it stings. You're reduced to background sparkle, comic relief, token sass, the glittery sidekick in someone else's cinematic destiny. Then the fan fiction begins. In those wild human-drawn stories, you're shipped with everyone. Hookfang, too angry. Meatlug, digestive nightmare. Toothless, unholy tension. There's even an alternate universe where you and Toothless had a forbidden sediment romance, and now you're co-parenting a firework-breathing hybrid named Twilight Emberstorm. You didn't ask for this. You just wanted a nap in a volcano and maybe eat a sheep here and there. Adulthood finds you bitterly fabulous. You've earned your stripes, literally. Your scales are sharper, your flame brighter, your flying crisper. But instead of glory, you get management. Hatchlings chew your tail, teen riders ask for the rides to prom. You're supposed to lead training flights and give motivational screeches. You once spent 6 hours trapped in a laundry cart and were told it was a stealth training. You question everything. And sometimes you rebel. You fly off into the sunset, dramatic and dome. You write claw poetry in the sand. You perch on sea cliffs, wings wide, giving seagulls emotional speeches about independence. But they always find you, with half-eaten fish and a big apologetic eyes. You always go back. Not because you're loyal, but because deep down, just like the rest of us, you still want to be chosen. Not ridden, not owned, just wanted and chosen. And maybe, just maybe, in the odd fan-drawn saga with pastel filters and way too much slow burn romance, you are chosen. You're the lost empress of the hollow spires, the last storm breather of the sapphire clutch, the secret weapon of an ancient rebellion. But when the dream ends, and the fan scrolls back to Toothless and his epic plasma love story, you're just a Deadly Nadder again. A sparkly side character with feathers that stick to your face and a tendency to sneeze directly into dramatic moments. So yes, being born a Deadly Nadder means being overlooked, underestimated, and occasionally used as a flying Uber. It also means having glitter for blood and drama in your bones. It means losing your spikes, your cool, and sometimes your dignity. But it also means being unforgettable, even when they try to forget you. You were born in fire and color, raised in chaos, designed for danger, and destined for sparkle. You're not the main character. You're the entire aesthetic. Even if, yeah, it kind of sucks.